What is up, players? It is WarbossTae up in this mug. Welcome to a video update showcasing one of two projects that I've been working on. So this is a test model. I've got 5 Death Guard Cataphractii Terminators, and the client requested that I paint them in their original Death Guard color scheme, which is the bone white, pale, kind of ivory cream colored armor with the green shoulder pads. And he's got these magnetized weapons. He's got a bunch, so I'm going to be painting all of them. I decided to do this for my test model. It looked very appropriate, the 2 lightning claws. I believe they are the plastic lightning claws that come with Betrayal of Calth, the Cataphractii ones, because they've got the little strips of leather hanging down from the sleeves. And he also had some, I guess, special Death Guard, I think they were resin shoulder pads from the Cataphractii from Forge World. So yeah, I decided to do this as my test model, but there are a lot of magnetized weapons that I'm going to be getting through within the next couple of days. And what else? Death Guard torsos, Death Guard Terminator torso, plastic Terminator, Chaos Terminator legs. I decided to paint these guys up. I'm using I think they're the Grave Wardens as the kind of template. If you look at the Grave Wardens on Forge World's website, or if you've got the Horus Heresy book with the Grave Wardens, or I think if you even Google Grave Wardens Death Guard 30K, the model or the color plate you see that Forge World does these art pieces has their Terminator in Cataphractii armor with these strips of leather kind of hanging off the shoulders, and they're this kind of dirty red, and I kind of like that dirty leather look. If you saw my video on Typhus, I did the same amount of chipping to the armor to kind of make it look a little bit corroded, and I still wanted to maintain most of that original kind of off-white color while giving it a slight sepia weathering effect, just to make it look like realistic, because I think that realistic look is very cool. So I added the pre-heresy Death Guard insignia. It's the 14 there on the hip pad, the 14 there on the shoulder pad. The mark of honor for the Death Guard were these crossed sights, these black crossed sights. So if you're really just an outstanding, exceptional soldier, you fight with Mortarion, this like Mortarion's mark of honor that he marks you out as a very, very capable and excellent fighter. So I added that there, and there is a little serial number from the Forge World Death Guard transfer sheet that I added onto the torso there. The shoulder pad, like I mentioned, is sculpted, so it's that Death Guard insignia of the skull within the circle with the 6 points. I did add a little of Games Workshop's technical paints, because the model was, as much as I'm trying to stick to the pre-heresy colors, the model does have some corrosion, the armor's eaten away, there's mutations, horns coming out, so the client was good enough to let me play around with those. So I put a little bit of Nurgle's Rot wherever the armor is corroded, and where there's a mutation breaking through, I actually painted some Tamiya Clear Red, which gives a beautiful fresh blood kind of effect. And then there's these weird, like, fungal-looking growths. Looks like just clusters of pimples. So I painted them in flesh tones with Bugman's Glow. Kind of like whiteheads, I guess. Pimples, clusters. And then I shaded them with some flesh shade. And then I just glazed them with Nurgle's Rot to give this really glossy, kind of disgusting, mucusy effect. And yeah, so that's this guy. I'm going to be painting up 4 more of these within the next couple of weeks. I'm also working on a bunch of other commissions, so I hope you stay tuned and check my progress for all of them. I'm sorry I haven't been able to do any tutorials or any of the videos that I'm used to doing. I'm just trying to jam out a bunch of commissions that I've had on the to-do list for a long time, but hopefully we'll be getting back to some tutorials soon. My setup is still not exactly ideal for those, so as soon as I have some new lights and things, then we'll be getting back to filming tutorials. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. See you in the next video.